YouTube Dan Otto here, and there is 1 week left in the GBL season, which is crazy. I was gonna say the season flew, but really it's a summer flew by. So if you are pushing to legend, I have five Great League teams here that I consider my best teams over the past. I went back as high as 7 months because I've got short-term teams that I've used from my team building series. I'm gonna pull out a couple of those and explain how to use them, but also like I'll link all the videos in the description below of how to use these teams. But sort of a couple recent teams that I think are worked extremely well, and then a couple older teams that I did a whole. I just went back through my video 6 to 7 months ago. I did a whole ELO gaining ELO week, I think I called it, and basically it had 4 or 5 teams that I used in the Great League to just pump ELO out. So if I'll link some of those in the description below based on teams. So the first team, I just posted this video yesterday. This team is my go-to team. If I am ever down, um, if I'm on a little losing streak trying a team out and I just need to gain ELO, I go to this team. And it's Kanto Ninetales, Sableye, Walrein. Very, very simple. Cover your weakness team. Ninetales is really only have you can play Ninetales lead or Walrein leads, depends what you want to. Either one's fine, but Ninetales really only has like water weakness, Swampert being the main one, and Altaria, Dragon resisting there. Obviously like has other weaknesses, like is not as strong in other matchups, but those are the two like biggest weaknesses. So I covered that with Walrein, Sableye, Safe Swap. Very easy team, very meta team, super great. I've talked about Kanto Ninetales for a year and a half now, and having Trevenant, Walrein, um, and Registeel in this meta, great there. Sableye, Safe Swap, and then Walrein just a beast in the back. I hope Walrein gets nerfed a little bit, and we will talk about those nerfs tomorrow in my video. So the second team that you should take a look at is you don't need to use, I know Ninetales is there again. You don't need to use Ninetales, um, but it's this core of Trevenant Azu. And I put, again, I put Ninetales in the back just because it covers Registeel. But you can also put something else in the back, whatever third Pokemon you think fits. But why you have the Trevenant Azu core. So Trevenant is a pretty strong Pokemon in that it does well against almost everything except for normals and dark Pokemon. Right? It's one of the top rank on PvPoke. You can just the Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw is I think one of the best fast moves in the game. Shadow Ball hits everything super hard. There's obviously your Metachamps and Deoxys, so it just sweeps through there. Seed Bomb for your water Pokemon or ice Pokemon like Walrein, which is still a loss, but at least you can hit for super effective there as well. It gets punished by Darks and by normal type Pokemon. So I throw in Azu. And I'm running with Ice Beam Hydro Pump. You can run it with whatever you want. You can run it with Play Rough. But Sableye is the go-to safe swap in the Great League right now. And I agree. It's the best safe swap. So you can run it with Ice Beam Play Rough. I run it with Hydro Pump to have something to throw at the Bastiodon. But if you already have, like, because I'm running Ninetales, so Ninetales is going to get like hard punish. So if you want to replace Ninetales with something that can be Bastiodon, then you can run Ice Beam Play Rough with Azu. And Ice Beam just, again, it was one of the top ranked Pokemon forever in the Great League. And then Trevenant came in, and then Registeel came in with Zap Cannon. So it fell off a lot, but it shouldn't have fallen off a lot. You can get it XL'd. It's a beast. There's so many darks now with um, Sableye, and people run then the new Obstagoon, and there's Scrafty. So there's just so many Pokemon that just get walled, but not get walled, but like have a significant trouble with Azu. So don't sleep on Azu as much as people have been. So that's one team I look at. This third team, I went back a bit, and it is Charm, Ninetales, uh, Metachamp, and Umbreon. And so Charm Ninetales, if you just watched the World Championship there, was on the winning team, or like a couple people had it in their top, like the top finalists had it on their team. And it's because it's like a super bulky, not super bulky, but it's a bulkier Charm Pokemon that has the Weather Ball spam. So you have a bulk Pokemon that hits you with Charm and also can hit you with a pretty fast Weather Ball. So that chip damage does add up, which is why it's nice. Now the problem why it was everywhere for a while, and then Registeel. Registeel is going to get nerfed in my opinion. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But Charm Ninetales definitely has some play. Like again, all the darks that are out there, even in neutral matchups, you can just kind of like just out charm because again, as I said, it's decently bulky. So you do need to cover your weaknesses in the back that are like the steals, right? Galarian Stunfisk and Bastiodon and stuff like that. So I went with Umbreon and Medicham. Medicham I put Ice Punch on just in case you do run into like, because a Skarmory is going to cause you problems, right? On the front end, just looking at that. But counter Ice Punch combo on Skarmory is not as terrible as you think it is. And then Umbreon has a nice safe swap because like Sableye, well, again, if you're just looking at the backcourt, like Sableye and any sort of Trevenant is gonna take out your Medicham. So to pairing with Umbreon again, Umbreon is another Pokemon that was everywhere and it's now getting slept on, just because it is extremely tanky. The Snarl Foul Play bulks like adds pretty fast, and even in um like losing situations, you're gonna just either spam the clock to like be able to reset and get out, or you're just gonna be able to chip a ton of damage in those like losing but not terrible matchups. Um, the fourth team to look at is this part of my team building series. So I had two teams here: Nidoqueen, Trevenant, Swampert, or again Sableye, Walrein are like the easiest core. So if you have a Sableye, not everyone has an XL Sableye and a Walrein. I mean, you should have Walrein, but everyone probably doesn't have an XL Sableye, but that combo is just insane. So put it with, instead of Ninetales, put it with Nidoqueen. Um, Same sort of thing. Like you lose the sort of Trevenant matchup there, like the uh no, not Trevenant, the Walrein matchup on the lead instead of the Ninetales, but on that you pick up some of the other ones that Ninetales loses against. But you're still weak to like Swampert or ground is your main weakness. So on the first team, I covered the Swampert ground weakness with the Swampert of my own. Trevenant is nice. Not Trevenant. Um, the little, why am I blanking on the little chipmunk name? Not little chipmunk, the big chipmunk's name. Greedent. Greedent is a nice, again, nice safe swap in this meta. Um, there's like 4 or 5 safe swaps that everyone should have and everyone should use. So if you don't have them, I'd wait for move updates, but you should probably start building. Stabilize your number one, Lickitung as a solid second option. And then sort of poor man's, I would go Vigoroth and Greedent are nice options for the third and fourth spot there. So Greedent is a nice safe swap, just being like kind of plays the role of just spamminess, crunch. Like it's a normal type, right? So it's just gonna wall. It's a great option for like stabilize safe swaps, right? If your Nidoqueen's got a good lead win and they're gonna safe swap their Sableye, you can safe swap Greedent, which the normal typing just absorbs all those Shadow Claws, and then you can just crunch so fast and then come out with a bunch of energy too. So that's that team. And the fifth team, I look back, this was part of the winning streak for ELO range, and it was like eventually like a tongue and Scrafty. And this team went 5-0 for the subscriber who submitted it. And I like this team because it covers, so your backline already covers like whenever I'm playing in the meta, and again they need to update moves because the meta needs to change. But the meta is Walrein, Trevenant, Registeel plus, right? So to have a normal typing to deal with Trevenant, uh, and Sableye, and to have a Scrafty to ramp up and deal with your uh, Registeel is a nice back combo. And eventually, again, one of those Pokemon that was everywhere, 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 and then it just like fell by the wayside when other Pokemon came into play there. But Volt Switch, Discharge Lunge it's a little glassy of a Pokemon, but man, those moves hit so hard. If you can get an energy advantage with Volt Switch sneaking through, you just lower their attack with Lunge, and you're in a pretty good situation. Lots of Psychic out there for the bug type move. Discharge hits pretty good in neutral situations as well. So those are the teams. That again, this is an ABB style team. So I was gonna say I was gonna tell you how to play with these teams. ABB style, you need to kind of draw out a fighter with Lickitung so that your Scrafty doesn't see it. This team is a all these teams here are balanced teams. So Nidoqueen, Greedent, Swampert, and Nidoqueen, Sableye, Walrein. So how you play balanced team is you staying on the lead unless it's a hard loss, right? So if it's a Nidoqueen lead, I'd bail if I saw Swampert. I'd bail if I saw Galarian Stunfisk. Uh, but otherwise, I'm staying in any neutral matchup or good matchup there. And the same thing, Charm Ninetales here. You stay in pretty much any matchup except for a steel, like Registeel, or like a Nidoqueen, like a poison or a steel that you just can't really do anything against with Charm. Then you bail, and Umbreon is my safe swap on this one. And I kind of explained how you use. I guess I didn't really explain how you use this one, but in this team, I would go the Trevenant stay in with anything unless you see a dark or like a normal type Pokemon, which you can't really throw anything at. And then Sableye right here is my safe swap, which is why I was running Hydro Pump to take care of Bastion if it came out. But Ice Beam is a must because you need your grass type coverage there. But play a rough Hydro Pump. Up to you how you want to build your team comp around that. And then I explained how to use the other team. So that is it. Good luck on your push. I've got tomorrow, I'm going to be doing what my guesses are for nerfs and buffs for the upcoming season. And then I got a couple more of my team building series. I got Altarian. I've done a bunch more. And then someone in the video comments below mentioned about running with the top performing teams on PvPoke, which is actually pretty fun. I already done like 6 teams. I just did like 1 to 2 sets with each team because with all these extra battles, I had lots of extra battles to use. So I've done like 5 or 6 teams already of like the top performing teams on PvPoke. So I'm gonna go over those over the next week and into the next season, and then I will come with you to the news when the new season drops. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me know how your grind is going, and I will see you guys in the next one.